Some people grow up confident. They walk into a room without thinking about who's looking at them. They can laugh as loud as they want. They can smile without hiding their teeth, and they never stop to wonder how they look from someone else's perspective. I don't know what that feels like. It feels like every morning it starts the same way. I look in the mirror, and before I notice anything good, my eyes go straight to everything I hate. My nose always seems too noticeable. No matter what angle I stand at, it feels like it's the first thing people see. Maybe nobody actually cares, but once your own mind convinces you something is wrong, it's impossible to ignore. Every reflection reminds me of it. Then there's my height. I spent so much time wondering what life would be like if I was just a little taller that it almost feels like I've lived two different lives. One is the one I'm stuck in, and the other one exists in my imagination. In that imaginary life, I don't wonder if people take me seriously. I don't compare myself to every guy who walks past me. I don't feel like I have to make up for something I can't control. Reality isn't like that. Reality is standing next to people and quietly wishing I could borrow a few inches just to know what confidence feels like. Smiling isn't much easier either. Whenever someone points the camera at me and says smile, it feels more like a command than something natural. I force one because that's what you're supposed to do, or sometimes I just don't even smile at all. But it never feels real. Later, when I see the picture, I don't remember where it was taken or what everyone was laughing about. I only notice something different. I wish I looked different. It's like every picture becomes another reminder that I don't even like looking at myself. Even my laugh isn't safe from my own thoughts. Sometimes something is genuinely funny and I'll laugh without thinking, then almost instantly I wonder if I sounded weird, too loud, or annoying. I replay it in my head long after everyone else has already forgotten it. They move on, and I don't. My own mind keeps replaying moments that nobody else remembers. The worst part about insecurity isn't what people say to you, it's what you start saying to yourself. Eventually, those thoughts become automatic. You stop questioning them because they've been there for so long. Every compliment feels fake. Every reassurance sounds like pity. Every mirror becomes evidence that the voice in your head was right all along. Every time someone's just a little kind to me, that's the opposite gender, I can't help but think they like me or they're flirting with me. I feel like it's because of the lack of attention I've gotten growing up that every time someone just treats me with the decency of kindness, I immediately fall for them. People think making jokes about myself means I'm comfortable with who I am, but they don't realize I do it because it's easier if I say it first. If I laugh at my height, my smile, or the way I look before anyone else can, then maybe it won't hurt as much. Maybe I'll look like I don't care. The truth is, I care, but I care more than I ever admit. The hardest part is pretending this is normal, pretending it doesn't bother me when I compare to strangers. Sometimes when I'm watching an anime and a romantic scene comes on with a couple, I can't help but look down upon myself and think that this will never happen to me. I don't have the looks, I don't have the height, I don't have the smile, and I don't have the nose to fulfill and be someone's dream person or and be someone's soulmate. I keep telling myself that maybe tomorrow will be different. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up, look in the mirror, and not immediately notice my nose. Maybe I'll stop thinking about my height every time I walk into a room. Hopefully, I'll smile without wondering how it looks, or laugh without hearing my own voice echo in my head afterwards. Tomorrow always becomes another day. People don't realize how exhausting it is to constantly be aware of yourself. Every conversation feels like there's another version of me standing in the corner, watching. Did I stand weird? Did I smile too much? Was my laugh annoying? Did they notice my nose? Did they think about my height? My mind asks these questions so much that they become background noise. I don't even notice them anymore. They're just thoughts in the back of my head. Sometimes I wonder what it's like to be comfortable in your own skin, to exist without constantly measuring yourself against everyone around you, to take a picture and actually look at the memory instead of searching for flaws. Honestly, can't imagine it. Sounds like something people are born with, not something they have to fight for. The worst part is that nobody can really see it. From the outside, I probably just look quiet. Maybe people think I'm shy, maybe they think I'm serious, or maybe they don't think about me at all. They can't hear the arguments happening inside my head every day. They don't hear the voice that never misses a chance to remind me I'm not enough. It doesn't take breaks. It follows me through school, through family gatherings, through nights when I'm lying in bed staring at the ceiling. I can distract myself for a little with games, music, the gym, or just talking to my friends, but eventually, when everything gets quiet, that's when the thoughts come back. I wonder if I spent so much time hating myself that I wouldn't even recognize the confidence if it found me. Maybe this is just who I am. If years from now I'll still be avoiding cameras because I can't stand seeing myself, if I still compare my height to every person I stand next to, if every compliment still feels impossible to believe because I spent so long believing the opposite. People always say be yourself. I don't think they realize how impossible that sounds when being yourself is the very thing you've struggled to accept. I've memorized every flaw so well that they've started to feel like my identity. They're the first things I think about in the morning and the last things I think about when I go to sleep. It's like carrying a weight that nobody else can see, and because they can't see it, they assume it isn't there. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm making this all of Maybe I'm making all of this than it really is. But even if that's true, it doesn't change how it feels. Because feelings don't disappear just because someone tells you. They shouldn't exist. So I just keep living with them. I even struggle when it comes to YouTube. Because so many people that I know have figured out about the YouTube, and I can take it. Sometimes I think it's funny. But there's times where they crack jokes, and sometimes it cuts deep. I've questioned if I even should have made YouTube in the first place. Sometimes it gets to the point if I should just stop making videos and just leave this YouTube hobby in the past. But I always choose to keep going because I know a lot of people like my videos and I like making videos. I've like I've always wanted to make videos since I was a kid. It's just something I've always found interest in doing. Maybe one day I'll finally be able to be comfortable in my own skin. I'll be able to smile without wondering if I look off or if I look bad. I'll be able to walk confidently, not comparing myself to every tall person who walks by. I'll be able to just wake up in the mirror and the first thing I notice is not my nose. I'll finally be able to be enough, and maybe hopefully I end up being someone's dream person and soulmate. And maybe that's why the smallest moments started meaning more than I had expected. Not because everything suddenly got better, not because I woke up one day full of confidence, but because every once in a while life gave me a reason to forget about myself. I laugh at something so stupid with my friends that for a few seconds I didn't care what my laugh sounded like. I get so caught up in the game that I forget about my height. I'd watch a movie I had been waiting for months and realize I hadn't thought about my reflection once. Those moments never lasted long, but they were real. They made me realize something. The happiest parts of my life were never the moments where I looked perfect. They were the moments where I stopped looking at myself altogether. I started noticing that everyone else had things they quietly carried too. The loudest person in the room had bad days. The guy everyone thought was confident had insecurities he'd never admit. The people I compared to weren't living perfect lives. They were just better at hiding the parts they didn't like. Maybe I wasn't alone as I thought. I still don't like my nose. Still wish I was taller. I still see pictures of myself and think I could have looked better. Those thoughts haven't disappeared and they probably won't overnight, but they don't get to steal every moment anymore.